This is the end. Don't act like you predicted Villa to do good. You predicted Gerrard to do good. Hold your breath and count to 10. He hasn't had his Turkish hairline done yet. But now that he's got a nice little hairline going on, he gets his head on everything.
I'm going to go for Cucurella.
Yeah, what are you chatting?
Bozo, man.
Yeah, but that doesn't matter. He can get close to that.
Yeah, but that's still mental. Anyway.
Shut up!
Whoever's making these signings is a bozo. They can join Cucurella at clown school. Hello guys, welcome back to BoreDraw, episode number 48, and the Premier season is over.
This is the end.
The post-Premier League depression hits hard.
Hold your breath and count to 10.
Chelsea got to count to 12th, 13th?
Jeez.
Mad. But yeah, it's over. It seems like the season went on forever and also went by in a flash. But we're here today to give you our review of the season. And by review, we're going to be giving you our Premier League Team of the Seasons. We're going to be looking at some awards, so sort of like Young Player of the Season, Manager of the Season, all the normal stuff. But we'll do it better. And we're going to be giving you a little look back at our predictions from the beginning of the season and seeing how badly we got them wrong. So stick around, it's going to be fun. But starting with just a little bit of a recap of the final day of the Premier League, there wasn't too much going on at the top of the table. Villa got Europa League, Conference
Conference
which
League
is
indeed,
amazing.
Yeah.
You and Emery doing an absolute job.
Did you see I tweeted from the BoreDraw account? I was like, I see a lot of you, man, that got Aston Villa close in your predictions, and they're trying to get away with it. Like, that's what they thought was going to happen.
They thought Emery was going to come in.
And I was like, don't act like you predicted Villa to do good. You predicted Gerrard to do good. So you can retract that.
You should. I think wherever they predicted Villa to finish should be like minus 10 places.
100%. And I feel like if I knew Emery was going to be there, if I knew Emery had a full season with that Villa squad, I said from day dot that Villa squad is good.
They made good signings, man.
Was wet. So if we were to get rid of Gerrard and get in a good manager like Emery, I'd predict them 6th or 7th in a heartbeat.
Big claims. But yeah, so the bottom of the table was sort of where all eyes were. Everyone had an eye on the Everton game, the Leicester game.
We were at the pub.
Leicester versus...
Leicester versus...
Who did Leicester play?
2-1 win against West Ham on one TV. And then Spurs against Leeds on the other TV.
Spurs-Leeds was sort of like... I don't really know why that was on, because Leeds needed a massive victory.
And it was a washout immediately. Leeds went like 2-0 down in like 10 minutes. And I was like, oh, that was a waste of time.
That's over. They should have switched it to
they didn't
Everton.
switch it to the Everton game.
But the Everton game was really exciting. I think they sort of went for it.
Yeah, it was 0-0 for a hot minute. And Leicester were winning quite early doors in their game. And so everyone was like, oh, Everton could go down here because Leicester putting in a good performance. They needed a win. And so did Everton. But bloody Abdoulaye Doucouré.
Who else? Yeah, what I thought was weird is that I was looking at whilst I was doing my team of the season today. Harvey Barnes, I think, has got like 14 goals this season.
Harvey Barnes is quality.
He's a quality player.
Is it outlandish to say
a good season
that
he didn't play like for an extended period of time?
Barnes better than Maddison? I know they're different players.
Nah, but Barnes is really good.
I think Barnes is quality.
Barnes is better than Matoma.
I think... Cause I see people... Oh, okay, we'll get around to this later, actually, so I'll bite my tongue for now. But
keep it locked away.
What I was going to say is, did you see Newcastle are interested in Barnes and Maddison for 40 apiece?
I feel like you can get it for cheaper.
Well, I saw Southampton, who have been relegated for a hot minute now, value James Ward-Prowse at 40 million. And I was like, I don't think you got the facilities for that, big man.
Yeah, I don't think...
Doesn't he have like a couple of
years
left?
The only thing is that like James Ward-Prowse is like a different beast because what he offers you at set pieces. We spoke about this in previous podcasts. He offers you so much. Like he's a bags man in terms of like he'll get you points from positions that you shouldn't get points from. James Maddison, whilst he's very good, there are alternatives.
Yeah.
And Harvey Barnes... There's probably other alternatives as well. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see because Leicester, I think, now they've gone down with the biggest wage budget ever. they're going to be in big trouble.
I was going to say, what do you think this means for Leeds and Leicester? Two clubs that pretty large. Obviously, Leeds are a massive fan base, massive city. Back in the heyday, they were one of the biggest clubs in England. And Leicester won the Prem more recently than a lot of big clubs like Arsenal.
Won the FA Cup.
Man United, they've won the Prem more
had
recently.
A European tour.
So Leicester are a big club. And for both of those to go down, what does that mean for them? Let's start with Leeds. Talk to me about Leeds.
I'm looking at the championship table, the new championship table.
It's looking juicy, mate.
Oh my God, am I scared?
It's a long day for QPR.
Oh my God, we're gonna be,
mate. Really,
but
relegation battle could go hard though. It's stressy.
I would rather not.
Oh no, you'd rather be in a promotion battle or a title winning battle, but it's better than a mid-table nothing season.
I don't know.
Because if you get last day of the season and you get an Abdoulaye Doucouré winner in the 90th minute to see you safe, that is gas.
I mean, I sort of semi had that because we had to beat Burnley. That was kind of amazing, but I'd rather not be in that position. But yeah, the championship table is looking stacked.
Yeah,
looking very
big
stacked.
Teams.
And the fact that Luton have gone up. After having, you got a table with you got Burnley, Sheffield United, you got other big clubs, you got Norwich, you got West Brom, you've got Watford, you've got it seems like Middlesbrough, who's just getting better and better. Coventry will be definitely right up there again. It's going to be really, really difficult. Sunderland as well. Sunderland are a massive club, and they're going to just get better and better. It's going to be really hard. I don't think it's all about what kind of style these teams go for. I think Leicester. If they keep a hold of 1 or 2 star players, they keep a hold of Ian Nacho or something, they've got a 30 goal striker there.
Oh yeah, I was going to say him or Patson Daka. If they keep one of those two,
I think Vardy will stay.
Yeah, and then Vardy off the bench in the champ will go hard.
I think Vardy will stay.
But then Patson Daka or Ian Nacho is your starting striker in the champ. That's goals, mate.
I think Ward or Iverson is fine for the championship.
I don't even think they're championship.
No, but I don't think it's going to be a point where they're going to lose out on points because of that. It's not like they've got bloody, I don't know, who's terrible, Joe Lumley or something like that.
I would get a keeper in.
But yeah, it's going to be weird. I can't imagine these teams. One of them might go for broke and be like, right, we're going to just keep spending and just hope we get promoted.
I think what's the commonality amongst Leeds and Leicester, what I've noticed as they go down, we've got a lot of big name players that just aren't going to be there, and it's about what they do with the kind of squad after they lose the big names. Because I don't know, if you go down and you keep your big names, so you see Watford, obviously they didn't go back up, but they kept Ishmael Star, they kept João Pedro. Burnley, they keep the crux of their good players.
Well, Burnley did quite well because they sold off a few of their bigger players. They sold off Dwight McNeil,
Tarkowski,
Nick Pope,
Ben Mee.
So yeah, they sold off quite a few of their big players, but they invested really smartly. You can get championship quality players for the price of a Premier League quality player, and they invested properly. But they heavily. They outspent the entire league, but it's because of what they sold.
Yeah.
So you can do it properly, and Burnley absolutely stomped the league. They've got players like Teller, who was absolutely outrageous. Matson as well. Yeah, really outrageous players. Yeah, and they've done it really well. So you can do it.
It's all about recruitment, and for me, that's what worries me. Like I was saying, so they're going to lose some big name players, both these teams. So I saw Leeds today. There was Brendan Aronson in his contract. There's been a clause where he can leave now.
Weston McKennie's already on the
train home. I can imagine Rodrigo will be gone.
Willie Gnonto,
I think City and Arsenal are looking at him. So a lot of
Anthony Elanga. 10 million price tag.
10 million, that's crazy.
But yeah, it's
so
interesting.
These big name players are going. And then with Leicester, obviously, Tielemans out of contract. Madison will be gone. Barnes will be gone.
Vardy, Daka, or Ian Nacho. One or two of them will be gone.
And then they signed on right wing. Tete, he's been gone.
Johnny Evans will be gone. Castagno will probably be gone.
So
it's going to be a completely new Leicester team.
It's a recruitment situation.
They've got players they've got Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall still.
Yeah, Harry Souttar, who I think will stay around. Yeah.
Even someone I don't think Luke Thomas is that good, but he'll probably do a job in the Championship.
Yeah.
So it's Justin Thomas still. What's his name? James Justin,
yeah.
Is he still there?
The most injury-prone.
Yeah, but he was good.
Yeah, he's quality.
He was good. For me, the entire season fell apart at the back. They had Almaty playing centre back for just time. Yeah. They got players like Ndidi and Paulus Mendy as well, who were meant to be really good. Indeed, he was really good.
He's had the mighty fall off.
Yeah,
But
so
yeah.
it's going to be very interesting. Don't think it'll be easy for them.
Nah.
To be honest, out of all the 3 relegated teams, I think will do well to go back up. I think Southampton will have the best time of it.
Yeah, well, that's my next point was going to be that it is all about recruitment. And out of these 3 teams, I'd say Southampton, like I said, has got the best recruitment, got the best young core already there, which is not the reason they went down, that they signed a lot of young players, but it didn't help that they signed only young players and not enough kind of proven players. But when that young bunch, either they sell it on or they mature together and get them promoted, that'll be solid for Southampton. They've got a good recruitment structure.
And I feel like their team is being looked at like as potential transfer targets, less than like you're only really looking at like Lavia, James Ward-Prowse.
That's probably it. Yeah.
Like they've got Armstrong who's good, Che Adams who's good in the Championship. Like
yeah, they got that Alcaraz, but they just signed. He's
so
good.
they've got like Championship.
Yeah, no,
quality,
I think
top Championship quality players. So
their just structure as a club is better than Leeds and Leicester. I think Leeds and Leicester have had an absolute fall off in terms of kind of the way their club is run in like the last 2 years. Leicester were one of the best run clubs in the league when they got to the Premier League title, and then they kicked on, invested smartly, got European pedigree, played around with like the top 6. They were trying to bust in. They were one of the best run clubs in the country. Don't know what's happened. Recruitment's gone off the grid. So many either poor signings or like the summer window. I think they made 1 signing in the summer window, whatever it was, and we were just rinsing them. For
was
that.
it they signed? Was it Fej right at the end, or was that Sutar in January? Sutar in January.
Yeah, Sutar was in January. I think it was just Wout Fish in the summer because they lost Fofana.
And they lost Schmeichel, who was massive. They lost Fofana.
So yeah, I don't know what's going on with the way Leicester's been run as a club at the moment, but it's completely different to like the club that bust into the top 6. So that needs to be taken a look at. And then Leeds, I think in the Championship were run really well. I think Bielsa and the owner had quite a good relationship and had the club going the right places. But then, I don't know, a lot of quick fire, poor decisions from Leeds, like sacking Bielsa kind of could have been done, but like I think it was a weird decision to make at the time.
The weirdest decision they made was backing Jesse Marsh.
I don't mind Jesse Marsh.
Backing him heavily, signing all these American players,
and they're not giving
and
him
signing
time.
players from the Red Bull sort of like system, and then just sort of pulling the trigger pretty quickly after it didn't start going right immediately.
Yeah.
It was a strange decision,
especially because I like the idea of even if Jesse Marsh couldn't get it working, I think him with that group of players, he would have kept them there because he was the one that pulled them in. All these American dons, like you said. If they sack Jesse Marsh, there's no way they're going to stay if they get relegated because the American don that was like, "Yo guys, do you want to see me up in the league?"
But I think if
sack them off.
If they go down with Jesse Marsh, they come back up straight away.
Exactly that. But it's weird that they pulled a couple of weird
clearly
triggers.
a 1 season thing.
Now they've got no manager, no director of football, the owner's looking to sell. It's fucking all their dons are leaving.
Yeah.
So it's a mess at Leeds and
It's
Leicester.
rough.
I think Southampton are probably.
Where did we're going to look at our predictions from last season. When did you have the boys? Should we start from top down?
Should we talk about Leeds or would you start from?
Let's start from top down.
Top down or bottom up?
Let's do bottom up.
Bottom up.
Bottom up is rough.
Yeah. So we'll take you through our predictions. There's some stinkers here. Not gonna lie.
You have to read it out because I can't read that from here.
All right, calm. So Luke, I'll do Luke's relegation 3. Was Nottingham Forest in 18th, Fulham in 19th, and Bournemouth in 20th. So he had.
I was looking good for Bournemouth in December, and then Gary O'Neill's
start of the
done.
season when they
Gary
lost like
O'Neill's
7-0. So he had all 3 promoted teams to get relegated, and none of them did. I had.
Do you know the last time that 3?
I was watching a podcast and someone said, "Oh, it must have been like decades since that last happened," and I was like, "Nope, know the answer. Shut up,
yeah,
you scumbag."
Sooner than you think.
But
stay tuned to episode 2
I
to find
had
out.
2 of the promoted teams going down. I had Fulham in 19th like Luke and Bournemouth in 20th like Luke. So that's an apology from both of us on those 2 teams.
Fair play. Fair play to Bournemouth. Fair play to Fulham. But Bournemouth blew my mind.
I
O'Neill,
had
shout out.
Everton to get relegated also. So fair play for me for
Did
thinking
alright.
they'd be in a relegation battle. But fair play to Luke, who got them bang on at 17th position, avoiding relegation. Fair
If you
play.
go back to our predictions episode, I actually predicted this stuff on the final day.
Did you?
No, I can't remember.
But
Maybe.
yeah, fair play to both of us. We knew Everton were going to be shit. So
If I did predict that, I'm going to go back and find
Cheers
out.
to
If I
Everton.
did predict that, it's going to be like a transition.
right, working up the table. Luke had Brentford. He done Brentford so dirty. Luke had Brentford at 16th place.
I prefer not to speak.
It could have been clouded by hatred for Brentford. I don't know. But 16th place when they finished
But
top
did
half.
anyone expect them to get better this season?
To be fair, I had them at 15th. I was going to gas myself up. I only had them a place higher.
Right.
I had Nottingham Forest at 16th.
You
And
just
is that bang
skipped.
on?
You just skipped Aston Villa.
Oh, I don't want to talk about Aston Villa. Actually, yeah, fuck it. Let me talk about Aston Villa. I brought it up earlier. So
This
I
is where they would have
predicted
finished, or probably lower with Gerrard.
there should be some kind of metric for working out the final standings if each team sticks with their manager the whole way. Maybe they just bring in a rule where, like, as shit as your manager is, you actually can't sack him during the season. Just so people that make predictions at the start of the season can be proved right at the end. Because I know that if Steven Gerrard had the whole season, Aston Villa would be 17th or relegated.
17th or lower, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to be like, cheers to Gerrard, mate.
Yeah. I don't have anything to say. It is what it is. I
But-
predicted that they would change manager halfway through the season.
Smart club that I don't know if I say that. Yeah,
They've done well.
they're run well, and sacking Gerrard for Emery, that's got to be one
It
of
was
the
a
best
big move
stories.
for them to lose Dean Smith in the first place.
That's got to be one of the best upgrades in a hot minute. Name me a better one in the comments. Name me a better one-to-one managerial upgrade. It's like going from one to the next, not like 4 down the line they get a gem. What's the best one to next manager upgrade?
Antonio Conte to Ryan Mason.
Who did Liverpool have pre-Jurgen Klopp?
Rodgers?
Was it Rodgers? Yeah, it was Rodgers.
Yeah, Rodgers.
So that's not as big
No,
a
but
jump. I don't
Rodgers
think.
was got them like a
was
second
good,
place
yeah.
finish, I think.
Yeah, Rodgers was good. I was going to say because part of me thought it was like Roy Hodgson,
They had Dalglish for a
and
bit,
they had
didn't
Roy
they?
Hodgson for a bit.
Yeah.
If it was Hodgson to Jurgen Klopp, that would beat Gerrard to Emery. But I think Gerrard to Emery is probably best one-to-one I can think of. I'm going to post that. That's a good question.
Who did West Ham have before Moyes? After Moyes, before Moyes?
Was it Slaven Bilic?
Can't remember now. They had Allardyce in for a bit, didn't they?
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's
Oh, what about Allardyce to Eddie Howe? Was that...
Was it Pard? No, it was it
No, Newcastle had
Brucey?
Allardyce
It was
in.
Bruce.
Oh, yeah, it was
It's
Steve
Steve
Bruce. That
Bruce.
was because the touchline,
It
wasn't
could
it?
be Steve Bruce to Eddie Howe.
That's pretty mad. Anyway,
I don't know. Yeah, that's an interesting
Right.
one.
let's bang out the
Sorry.
let's bang out the bottom half of the table, and then we'll take a break and give you the top half review.
Bosh. Okay. Well, these are all teams that just... So we had Southampton equal... Well, I won't go through all of them. This is long. But we both had Southampton at kind of mid-table. I had them 14th. Luke had them 13th.
I think my
They were the
standout
worst
one
team in the league.
here is Brighton. I had Brighton in 12th place.
Did them a little bit dirty.
Well, I mean, could anyone expect them to have the season they did? They literally finished 6th place higher, Europa League position, and they lost their outstanding manager
Yeah.
halfway through the season and got better.
Yeah. Because I feel like we were talking about them, and in the video we were like, they could lose Graham Potter.
Yeah, and maybe that was sort of why.
And that's probably why we had them
It
lower
would have been a
than-
great idea for us to watch back our prediction
Yeah,
video.
it
But
could have been. But I
hindsight,
think
baby.
maybe us thinking they'd lose Graham Potter and not replace him with someone better is what clouded our judgment. Because there's no way, you predict them to replace Graham Potter with a better manager.
Yeah, it's difficult. I mean, you had Leeds as well in 11th. I think that's if they'd
Kept Jesse Marsh. I don't know why I like Jesse Marsh.
Wolves in
But I
11th.
quite like Jesse Marsh. So yeah, I think our biggest stinkers were not back in the
Mine's
new
all the
league
relegation
the
boys.
promoted boys, and then maybe me Leeds too high,
And Brentford too low for both of us, really.
and then Brentford too low.
Yeah. Well, come back after the break where we'll be hitting you up with look back at our predictions
Top half.
for the top half of the table.
Gosh.
We're back. Top half predictions from the beginning of the season. And wow, some of these are pretty far out. So yeah, in 10th place, Ros has Brighton, who obviously finished in 6th. I had Palace, who finished in 11th.
11th, yeah.
Great season
Above
for Palace.
Chelsea.
I did back the boys. They had a good transfer window. So
Yeah.
Leicester for ninth place. I think that's where they should have been, around there.
I had them lower. Yeah, that's good from me. Well done, mate.
That's not bad, man. And then
We both had I had Crystal Palace quite high. I had 8th, and you had them 10th. And that's interesting because we both seem to back Patrick Vieira, and
we should have been looking at Woy.
It's all about Woy Hodgson.
Woy.
That's nice. Another interesting one.
Ooh.
West Ham in 7th for you, and West Ham in 6th for me. Where did they finish in the end?
14th.
Which is actually better than I thought.
They were flirting.
Yeah.
And then, like, towards the end of the season, the
They
last
picked
like
up some
5-6
good wins,
games,
yeah.
they started picking up points.
Yeah.
And they're through to a European final. We're actually filming the day of the Europa League final. Got Sevilla versus Roma later, which is going to be a tasty affair. But the one that I'm looking at right now is I had Newcastle in 8th.
8th.
And you had them in 9th. And this is a hard one to predict because they brought in Eddie Howe and they had obviously this massive takeover, and they brought in a couple of players, but nothing really too like mind blowing. And they just kept performing. And do you remember the season before this? I think Eddie Howe came in like December sort of time.
Kept them up.
Brought in like Trippier and a couple of players and kept them up. And then it was just like an onward progression from there. But we didn't think it would get much higher. And they kept going and going and going.
I think it screams of us kind of underestimating how quick. Not that we didn't think he was a good manager. We thought he was a good manager and good signings, good squad. We just didn't think it'd happen this quickly. I kind of thought 2 or 3 seasons. And then they'd be flirting with Champions League.
Well, we always thought he was sort of like an intermittent manager. He was going to be there for like a period of time to sort of keep him safe, stabilise the club.
Mid-table,
and then they're going to go for a big name.
Kind of like an Unai Emery or Jose Mourinho.
Yeah, something like that.
Next level. But yeah, we didn't think they'd go from fighting relegation last year to Champions League this year. Thought it'd take a couple of seasons, but fair play to Newcastle.
So yeah.
Straight into Champions League.
I had West Ham in 7th.
And I had them in 6th. Yeah, it's not great.
Ew.
But let's talk about the big 6, because this is where people always get a little bit butthurt about predictions, about who's going to make top 4, blah, blah, blah. So, missing out on top 4 for you, you had Man United and Arsenal in 5th and 6th, which is what happened the year before.
Yeah, I didn't expect Arsenal to do what they did. I don't think anyone did.
I had Man United in 7th. So I'd done them dirty, and I had Chelsea 5th, West Ham 6th.
Chelsea, I think, are an anomaly. Like, no one would have predicted that downfall. I'm enjoying it.
I predicted 5th for Chelsea, and I love to see it. Well done, me. Luke had them in 4th, so we didn't think...
They finished 12th, man.
They're shit.
That was a victory.
It is a victory because I had them...
predicted that they didn't finish in the top 4.
That's a moral victory. Because no one predicted as shit.
Can you imagine?
But everybody predicted them... top 4.
Yeah.
Not me, though.
And then, so we've got my top 4. Man City, I think.
Big dub for
everyone's
both of us.
Going to imagine that. But we both had Liverpool in 2nd place, which is where I can imagine finishing next season.
Nope.
But time will tell. They obviously had a really rough start to the season. They actually finished the season quite strong. I think they went on like a 7-game win streak. I know, They drew with Southampton in the final day of the season.
Yeah, you can't let 4 in against Southampton. That was a shocker.
Yeah, but...
They were pushing for Champions League at that point as well. Not that they would have got it, but you got to win that game to put yourself in the conversation. And to lose, to draw 4-4 is a shocker.
And then, 3rd place, I had Spurs.
Shocker.
If they kept with Conte, they would have been 3rd.
Disagree, but I think they would have got Champions
I
League.
Disagree. But yeah, and then... I had Chelsea in 4th, Arsenal in 5th. Mad.
I think best prediction of the entire thing is me predicting Arsenal 3rd. We finished 2nd. I was going to say 2nd, but I didn't want to get too many shakes because that was right at the start of our podcast as well. And I didn't want people to be like, oh, Arsenal dead. So I put them 3rd. We had a good season and I backed the boys and I'm going to do it again next season.
It is what it is. Yeah, no, it was an up and down prediction from us.
I think
this might be one of the craziest Premier League seasons.
Yeah, there's too many big nonsense
memory.
and shit, and
you had Chelsea just absolutely stinking the bed. You had West Ham who fell off from their heights of European glory last season. You had teams like Leicester just completely crumble.
Fucking Spurs finished 9th, 8th. Eighth.
It's
It's
been a rough
you
season
can't
for a
predict
lot of
that, yeah.
teams, and you had teams like Brighton, Brentford, Newcastle.
You
Villa
can't
just
expect
beating the
us
odds.
to look at Aston Villa at the start of the season with Steven Gerrard in charge and give them any higher than relegation zone.
If this has
So
taught us
cut us some
anything,
slack.
if this has taught us anything, it's that the season is long and hard.
And that pre-season predictions mean absolutely nothing.
Right. Do you know what does mean something though?
Our team of the season.
Our team of the season, because we've had the whole season to decide on this, and it can be very, very easy to do a team of the season. I've tried to make it a little bit different on mine, and I know you have as well. We've both gone for a really funky 3-5-2 formation.
I think that all just boils down to the fact that you need Harry Kane and Haaland in this team of the season.
You can't get rid of both. You can't get rid of one.
Because honestly, this is
Harry
a question
Kane's season is mental.
I've seen the question posed. I'm going to pose it to you. Who had a better season, Haaland or Harry Kane?
Erling Haaland. It's not even close.
I'm going to say Harry Kane.
Individually, Haaland. Individually, Harry Kane.
What?
Doesn't make any sense.
It does not.
Because
I think
just like saying hey, Harry Kane had a better season than Haaland doesn't make any sense. Haaland scored 36 goals. He broke like the hat-tricks in a row record. He broke the goals in a season record, and he joined Henry's goal participation or whatever it is, goal involvement. Like,
yeah,
mental.
I
And he's on
totally
for a
agree.
treble in his first season. You
Yeah.
can't overlook it. And it's but like you in the world where you could, Harry Kane has had probably the best season
I think it's
of
best season,
anyone,
yeah, of his
anyone
life.
in the last like 10 years or something. I don't know. Like maybe Salah's like crazy season
Yeah.
before, but it's been mental because he's done it in such a terrible team.
That's the thing.
Like,
It's
so-
like I don't want
But
to.
what are the parameters for like better?
If you put Haaland in that Spurs team, is he scoring more or less than Harry Kane?
Oh, probably less. Probably less.
Probably less.
And if you put Harry Kane in that Man City team, does he score 36 goals?
I think he gets pretty close.
Pretty close. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, does he score 8 more goals effectively?
Potentially, yeah.
Right, do you know what I mean?
So it's one to ponder. They've both got to be in the team of the season because arguably they've both had the best seasons in the league.
I think you just got to like, you got to just give credit to Harry Kane, and people will have. It's been overlooked this season how well he's done because of what Haaland's done, but you have to
If
give
Haaland
him
wins the
credit.
Champions League,
I think he.
then it's an untouchable season. If Haaland gets the Champions League.
Oh, I think it's an untouchable season anyway.
Nah, but because
He scored 36 goals, mate.
I guarantee next season he scores 40. So it's not an untouchable season because he'll do better next year.
But that's because of him. That's
Yeah,
mental.
I know. You're saying it's untouchable like it's never going to be broken again. It'll be broken again next season by him.
Yeah, but no one else is going to get close to that.
Yeah, but that doesn't matter. He can get close to that.
Yeah, but that's still mental. Anyway,
Shut up.
I think it was a given that in our team of the seasons
Yeah.
we're both going to have Harry Kane and Haaland, so that's our top 2.
We'll start from the back now.
We'll go from the back. In
We've
goal,
both got the same
you.
formation. 3 at the back, 2 DMs, a cam, and 2 wide players.
And 2 boys up top.
And then Harry Kane and Haaland. So, I'll start in goal. I've gone for Nicholas Pope. Is he a Nicholas? I don't know. I assume so. There's a TikTok Don that I follow on TikTok that cuts hair.
Don.
And Nick Pope is one of his customers.
That's cool.
Yeah. I think you got to shout out the Newcastle defence. I think maybe barring Man City, and maybe I don't know the stats. Have they got a better defensive record than Man City? They might do. I've actually got the fucking shit here against. Yeah, well, they got drawn.
Joint,
Drawn?
yeah.
That's not a word. They both conceded 33 goals. And not that that's solely down to Nick Pope, but him and the likes of Sven Botman, Trippier, the way they command that defensive unit, I just think, yeah, fair play to them to go for a team, like we said earlier, that was battling relegation last year. These are the kind of players that you need to become an elite team. You need the really good goalkeeper. You need defenders that are a unit. And I think Nick Pope is part of that. So you're in my team of the season, Chief.
I think it goes to show something that we haven't got near to considering David De Gea, who won the Golden Glove.
Yeah.
But for me, I went for Alisson from Liverpool because I don't think there's actually a better keeper in the league.
I agree.
But I also can't overlook the fact that if he wasn't in goal for Liverpool, they probably would have finished bottom half of the table.
Properly.
Like he was outperforming his like goals against like his save percentage was insane, incredible.
Yeah.
Like, he was doing absolutely disgusting. They only conceded 47 goals.
Only, that's not great though.
I mean, you conceded 43.
Yeah, I know,
were-
but genuinely the last 10 games we were like relegation form.
It was, and I think he is an outstanding keeper. And I think this season he's still been the best performing keeper in the league, like on an individual basis. I think you put him in front of that Newcastle defence or that Man City defence, even that Arsenal defence in front of him.
Oh yeah, he's the best keeper in the league.
He concedes like 3 goals.
Yeah.
And Van Dijk had the worst season of his career. Konate and Matip couldn't like pick between them. They were just both like pretty average. Trent was like a bin boy for like the first 3 quarters of the season, and no one's really talked about Andy Robertson, and that's like a problem. Fabinho has been terrible.
He was in the floppies.
Floppy, big hard floppy from Fabinho. So I'm gonna throw a bone to Alisson.
I'm not. He's done enough in his past. He's had enough glory. I'm going to give it to Nicholas Pope for coming from Burnley to Champions League Newcastle. Fair play to my guy.
Our back 3 is quite similar.
Yeah, let's talk about the other Newcastle Don.
I couldn't leave him out.
Trippier. Even though we're not playing a right back formation, we've got him tucking in at centre back.
What I've got in my mind, is like, I can't tell you because you don't know my midfield.
Genuinely, no one cares. Why do we got Trippier in the team?
He just, the minute he came into, and I'll talk about last season. The minute he came into that Newcastle team last season, he turned it around and he's taken them to new heights.
Yeah.
And I can't remember, was it like the Euros where I was like, why the fuck is Trippier playing? Like, he's not even
the same.
And I think he played left back in one of the games.
Yeah. Because what was it, Chilwell
Against
and Luke
Croatia
Shaw
maybe
both
or something, and he was excellent.
Yeah.
And set pieces, phenomenal. He's got like really good. I think he's like got really good, like shot inducing actions or something like that.
So yeah, like
So he's involved in a pass or a play, which then results in a shot,
yeah,
like direct involvement.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's just incredible, and I think he is just everything you want in sort of like a leadership like aspect of your team.
100%. I watched the high performance podcast that he was on with. Fuck Jake Humphries. Jake Humphries is a wet don, but it was quite an interesting look at kind of like Trippier's career and how he went from like Man City. I didn't even know he started at Man City, but Man City to Burnley to Atletico, Tottenham to Atletico, blah blah blah. And he was talking about how he got the call from Eddie Howe, and he had to take like a massive, because everybody thought he joined Newcastle for the dollar. But apparently he took like a massive wage cut to come to Newcastle. I can imagine that's not the case anymore. I can imagine he's on fat stacks now. But took a massive cut just so he could come back to play in England and feel comfortable again, blah, blah, blah. And yeah, I think it was just like the perfect signing at the perfect time.
Perfect fit.
Perfect
So
fit.
yeah,
He's
I
good
couldn't
going
leave him
forward.
out my team.
So good
and
defensively.
it would be too hard for him to be in my team if I played a 40-back formation. And I think he'd do a job at right centre-back.
Yeah, 100%. And that's what we were shouting for England, to be fair, if we were like trying to get Trent in. He's defensively so good. He always puts in tackles at the right time.
Well, you know how they play Carl Walker at like that right centre-back role?
Yeah.
Telling me Trips couldn't do the same thing?
Yeah, 100%.
We both got, as well, in the middle of the 3,
The best centre-back in the world.
best centre-back in the world. He has absolutely revolutionised Man City's formation. He's the reason their formation switch worked.
Yeah.
So, like, all the success they've had in that after that change sort of comes down to him. He's playing that centre, that right back into CDM role, and it's been phenomenal. Johnny Boy Stones, round of applause. You've been outstanding.
Well done, mate.
And yeah, probably one of my players of the season.
I think he's so good. He's like he's always been described as the Rolls Royce of defenders, but he actually is.
Imagine though, England have got the Rolls Royce midfield in Declan Rice and Jude Bellingham, and the Rolls Royce. Maybe Rolls Royces aren't that good.
Facts.
Or are they? Because John Stones is good. He's like a Lamborghini.
Mate, just the way he cuts about with the ball is just he's so nonchalant.
Do you remember against Real Madrid in the semi-finals, and he's like in just outside their box the entire game.
He dicks about now. Pep's just gone to him.
No one can
do you
tackle,
see what
no
Kev's done
you.
for like the past 3 or 4 seasons? Go do that as well, mate.
No one can tackle you, and he's not going to have the same passing range as Kevin De Bruyne. He's not going to have the same like shooting ability. But no one can tackle him. No. And he wins the ball high up in the pitch. So
he's crazy. Like Pep, most of the players on the pitch now, apart from, I'd say, like Rodri and Diaz, who are like, you stay defending, you just tidy up in midfield. The rest of them are just like, you fucking dick about, you'll win. Which is crazy.
Left centre-back, we've both gone for an Arsenal boy. but two different ones. Do
We
you
have.
want to go with yours?
Yes, I've gone for Gabriel, who
I've gone for Saliba.
and Luke's gone for Saliba. I was on the
I think
fence about
there's a reason.
Saliba.
There's a reason that you didn't pick Saliba because he's been injured for half the season.
Yeah, I think
But for me,
Saliba is the better defender of the two. But I think because Saliba is this young buck that Arsenal were like loaning out, and everyone was like, "Oh, what are they going to do with him? We signed him for 30 million. We're letting him rot away." Blah blah blah. He had like all the limelight on him.
he is so good, that no one's even talking about the video anymore.
That's when you know
That
he's
that is. Do I need to say more? And like,
Do you reckon him and Kolo
He got-
Muani were like, "Shit, we need to get
he
good
got
at football."
injured,
The
and
season
Arsenal
apart.
fell off.
Yeah, yeah.
And
100%.
I know it's more, it's more than that.
Yeah.
I saw a TikTok today where a guy was like, Arsenal. He didn't say Arsenal didn't win the league because the Queen died, but he said it was a factor. And I was like, he actually had a really good point. He's like, you were going to play. I think it was in February. You were going to play City,
then,
and you were like on 8 wins in a row, like dominated wins. City
Yeah.
just like drew against Copenhagen and lost against Liverpool.
You know what that is? The ripple effect.
But yeah, no, it's mad.
Get us
Anyway,
on.
Saliba,
He's running out of people to get on
got
that
injured,
podcast,
and
'cause-
you could tell there was a big gap in the defence. And I didn't think anyone expected him to be half as good as he was this season.
Yeah.
And for me, they've got an absolute shining star.
Although apparently he doesn't want to sign a new contract at the moment.
Apparently, he was Big P.
He wants P.
He screams PSG to me.
Yeah, 100%. I have got Gabriel. I think he's so underrated. Like
I think he would be my underrated 11.
he's so good, available all the time. I think he came second in most consecutive minutes played behind
He scores
Tarkowski.
a few goals as
Gets
well.
his fat head. The picture we've got here of him, he hasn't had his Turkish hairline done yet. But now that he's got a nice little hairline going on, he gets his head on everything. And I think he's so underrated. And yeah, just one of the best defenders in the league, but it doesn't get shone enough light on because he's next to an actual Rolls Royce and William Saliba.
Yeah, fair play. And I think Gabriel might deserve to be in there because he had to deal with Rob Holding for like 10
facts.
games.
But there's shouts like I've seen a lot of people say Martinez from Man United.
Yeah, I was going to put him in there, but I think Man United didn't live up to the expectations I had of them this
Sven
season.
Botman.
And yeah, Botman was going to be my pick if I didn't get Trippier in there.
I saw some freak have Lewis Dunk.
I was going to have Levi Colwill maybe.
I saw another
as a
guy have
shout-out.
Levi Colwill, yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot of players who could be in there. Let's quickly burn through our CDMs. So we both have Rodri, who I think has been outstanding. He goes under the limelight quite a bit. Like, he doesn't stand out, and I think that's what you want from him.
Best DM in the league. I know there's a discussion him, Casemiro, Thomas Partey, Declan Rice. Rodri is the best. We've said multiple things on this podcast. We always give you the wrong information, but Rodri is the best.
Yeah, Rodri elite, and I think Man City will keep him for years to come, and he would walk into any team in the world.
I've got Casemiro as my other DM because I think behind Rodri, he is the next best DM in the league. So get in the team. He scored a couple of. I didn't think he had that kind of goal scoring edge about him.
Yeah, he
gets
had
goals.
That header against Chelsea was beautiful.
Yeah, gets goals.
He like turned Man United around.
He did, yeah.
When he came in, so that can't be understated. And for me, I've gone for Caicedo,
Arsenal bound potentially,
who
or Chelsea bound.
I think has. I mean, he just is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Like, just Basuma obviously left Brighton. Graham Potter's left, and Caicedo's been like, I'm that guy. Him and I was gonna have Estupinan in my team, but I couldn't justify it. He just missed out. He's in my honourable mentions, but yeah, Caicedo, I think he is outstanding. I think he's going to be so good wherever he goes, and he's so versatile as well. I've seen him play at centre back, at left back. He's going to do an absolute job for whatever team he goes to.
I just hope it's not Chelsea.
So yeah, but I wanted to give at least one Brighton player in my team. So
yeah,
what's this guy say though? Him and Rodri, is anyone getting past them?
Facts. Should we do our cam? We got the same cam.
Both got the same cam.
Martin Odegaard. I've seen people have Kevin De Bruyne. Don't even talk to me about Kevin De Bruyne. I don't even think he's been that good.
I think he had Kevin had a fairly decent season.
He has a couple of standout games.
No,
he was good in the Champions League campaign.
In the league, man. Like, he is good.
Good in the Champions League campaign.
But he hasn't. He's underwhelmed me this season.
There is Martin Odegaard, double-digit goals, double-digit assists. Captained his team to their highest ever points tally.
He has
contributed with some massive moments. There's no way Martin Odegaard doesn't get in this team.
And I think he only gets better.
Only gets better.
I think he only gets better. And
I've seen PSG sniffing around my boy. Get your dirty, oil money laden, murderous hands off him.
When we come back from the break, we're going to give you our final 2 picks for our teams of the season, and we'll hand out some awards.
Let's go.
We're back for the final part of our big season roundup, and
I'll post them on Twitter as well if you want to have a look through them.
but yeah, let's move on to so we're playing a 3-5-2. We're playing 3 centre backs. We've got the 2 DMs. We're giving you our 10. Now to give you our wide players, our sort of right and left wing players.
Where are we starting?
Starting on the right. So
who's going first?
I'll go first. I've got Mohamed Salah, who hasn't had a season up to his standards, but I think it just goes to show how good his standards are.
Yeah,
he got 19 goals and he had 11 or 12 assists,
crazy,
which is insane considering how bad Liverpool had been. Without him and Alisson, Liverpool would have been probably finishing below Chelsea. He had a lot to deal with this season. He lost his boy Mane, you know.
He's probably going to come back.
He had Trent just permanently trying to destroy his career.
Yeah.
And then he had to deal with midfield of Fabinho, Henderson, Curtis Jones, Harvey Elliott. Like, it was all just a mess. No one knew what was going on.
Curtis Jones be cooking though.
Like, and I felt bad for him.
Yeah.
And he just, like that game
Still
against
put up
Arsenal. I know
crazy.
he missed the penalty, but he was like an absolute engine that game. And he always turns up.
Yeah, he's a big game player.
I can't state how much
The way he tore apart Man United in that 7-0.
The day he leaves the Premier League is going to be so sad.
He deserves... I haven't got him in my team, but he's in my honourable mentions now. Just because of the way he turned Martinez in that 7-0. You know that meme of Martinez running the opposite way?
The butcher.
That is, for that reason alone, for providing that meme, Salah gets player of the season. I've decided. Because that meme... is going to... Anytime Man United...
You know what I mean by like, yeah, is the Rudiger run.
It's funny where like... Yeah. But yeah, just for providing that meme, you get into team of the season.
Who have you got on the right wing?
I've gone for my boy, Bukayo Saka. So good. So good. And we're doing awards later, so I'll delve a bit deeper into Saka then. But I think to pull... I was talking about Odegaard as well, but him and Odegaard... to kind of... The team's so young. And to do what he's doing at his age, like you said, they can only get better. And he's signed a new contract. He's a fucking Arsenal boy. And yeah, I think he's the best right winger in the league.
For me, I couldn't have him over Salah. Salah, the goal contributions in a worse team say everything. But I couldn't leave him out my team entirely. I've shoved him on the left.
Such a scumbag.
Shove them on the left, mate. Mate, can you imagine? I'm going to do Gareth Southgate, yeah. Trippier, Stones, Saliba, Saka left back.
Come on.
No, I'm kidding. I wouldn't do that to him. But I think he is outrageous. I think he's an absolute flying talent. I think he was overplayed this season. His fall off towards the end of the season is clearly a result of the amount of minutes he's played.
Yeah.
And I think if Arsenal want to keep the Saka at his peak, and really see how far he can go, they need to get someone in who could challenge him and also isn't a massive downgrade. So when he comes, he can be rested and get a few...
I've seen this like reignite contract talks with Reece Nelson. I think that'd be nice, but maybe a step up. Moussa Diaby would be nice.
Something like that. But yeah, I couldn't leave him up my team. So yeah, that's my final team. I'll just hand over to you to round it off.
My final player, my left winger. I'll tell you some people that I think this guy is better than. Matoma.
Yep, agreed.
Marcus Rashford.
Disagree.
Jack Grealish.
Disagree.
Luis Diaz. I think he's better than all of them. But he doesn't get enough of the limelight because the star boy is Saka.
Phil Foden.
He's better than Phil... No, I don't know about that. But he's better at left wing than Phil Foden. I think Gabriel Martinelli is the most effective, direct... hungry left winger, probably player in the league, mate. The way he fucking every game is just like, I'm gonna go for you no matter what fullback you are. I think he's so good. What do you get? I think 16 goals this season, and towards like the back end of the season after January window, he was rotated with Trossard. So to get 16 goals, so good. He's so young, like Saka, both of them 21 years old.
Only going to
Mate,
get better.
So good.
For me, he is outrageous.
I don't want to hear people talking about Marcus Rashford. He had a purple patch that led to nothing. And we said that about Rashford, that if he doesn't score goals, he does nothing. And
Martinelli brings something.
Martinelli, just him and Saka, they'll affect the game in other departments where Rashford doesn't. So,
Yeah.
Martinelli.
So, yeah, rounding up your team, Ross, you got Nick Pope in goal, a defensive line of Trippier, Stones and Gabriel. Then you've got Rodri, Casemiro in your holding roles. You got Saka out on the right. You got Martinelli on the left, Odegaard in the 10, and then Kane and Haaland up top. Was there ever any doubt? I've
Four
got
Arsenal players. Can you tell us about Arsenal?
I've got Alisson, Trippier, Stones, Saliba. I've got Rodri, Caicedo in the middle, Salah on the right, Saka on the left, Odegaard through the middle, and then Kane and Haaland up top. Let us know down below who we missed out, who would be your team of the seasons. There's no right answer here. I mean, you could do the parameters change for everyone. Some people do the players that they've enjoyed the most to watch. Some people do it purely by the eye test. Some people purely go off stats.
I'll post these on socials. Give us your thoughts. Give us some players.
If you think we've had an absolute howler, let us know.
Luke said there's no wrong answers. If you put some wrong answers, I will come for you. So,
Ros has got a few awards he wants to hand out.
I do.
Before we round this up. Player of the season, Ros.
Funnily enough, earlier in the episode, I said, who's had a better season, Haaland or Kane? I said Kane, because I'm a cunt. I think player of the season has been Erling Haaland.
You're here to be controversial, aren't you?
Yeah, no, I think if Man City somehow don't do the treble, I'll give it to Harry Kane. I'll retrospectively come back
mad
on
for you because you're actually an Arsenal fan.
Come back on another podcast.
You hate Harry Kane.
I hate Harry Kane. I hate Spurs. I hate everything they stand for. But I'll retrospectively come on this podcast if Haaland and Man City bottle the treble. Can you bottle the treble? Oh, yeah, I suppose you can.
I mean, Liverpool bottled the quadruple.
Yeah. But yeah, if Haaland doesn't do the treble, I'll give it to Harry Kane. But right now that the treble is on, we haven't had the FA Cup final, we haven't had the Champions League, but City look good for them both. If they get the treble, it's Erling Haaland.
Yep, I agree. That's all to be said on that. Young player of the season, I'm just going to hand this off to you again. We've both got the same answer here.
So we're doing under 21-year-old because the
But
Prem...
no, 21 and under.
Yeah, they do under 23s.
Which
and
is
fucking
mad.
that's pretty much every single player in the league at this point.
No one's signing like 28
At that point, yeah, like you said, no, and the good players this season, fucking Erling Haaland, Saka, Martinelli, Odegaard, they're all like 23 and under anyway. So you can't win both. That's boring. But under 21s, we've given it to Bukayo Saka.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's individually
Oh, no.
done more for their team. In games where Arsenal were dead and buried, he was the spark. He's
the boy.
He is maybe the most exciting English player at the minute.
I think he might be.
I mean, him, Bellingham,
See that goal he scored
Foden.
against Wolves last day of the season, where he like cut in.
He's just an outstanding player. There's not too much to say on about him because he does all the talking on the pitch.
Manager of the season, Luke.
My manager of the season is you could go for Pep. Like, he's done it again. He's on for a treble, but that's a bit boring. So
I feel like the previous two questions we had answers stored. The next, I think we got 4 more questions, 5. We haven't got answers stored, so we're just going to do these off the cuff.
I'm going for Gary O'Neill. Few managers have impressed me so much. He doesn't have the resume behind him. He doesn't have the players in front of him, and somehow he's got Bournemouth up to where they finished. Like,
I don't know.
Hold up, Bournemouth
12th?
finished 15th on 39 points, 5 points above the drop. Literally, he took over from Scott Parker, who is an absolute waste man. After like 9-0 against Liverpool, it looked dead and buried. Bournemouth looked like they were relegated, and somehow he made them hard to beat, and he's done everything right, and he sort of went a bit unspoken for. So I'm speaking for him, Gary O'Neill, my manager of the season. He got a shout out from Pep when Pep got his award.
Did he? Can we talk about why Pep got the award, mate? Obviously he's very good.
Obviously he's just the best of all time.
We're not slagging him off. We called him a genius last episode. So City fans, take your fucking fanny out. Don't know why I said that. But have you seen City's away record against the top 10? I think they've got 1 win and it's against Arsenal. We won't mention why that's bad for Arsenal. That's embarrassing.
But he still won the league.
He won the league, but I don't think he's been as good as This hasn't been like the best season for Pep.
It's about to win the treble.
And other teams have had a better story in their season. And one manager that I think needs the award is Roberto De Zerbi, my fellow Italiano. Tutto bene, I say. For
I
him.
do rate it. I rate the pick. I think he's done something. But then they got smashed like 4-1 by Everton, whether it was.
Yeah, but like, mate, freak results happen.
And he plays great football. Exciting football.
Great, exciting football. Game-changing football.
Yeah.
You've seen Pep say that no one has come to the Premier League and had a game-changing style like De Zerbi. And I think stuff like that...
And he had a big job in his hands taking over from Potter.
Like we said, he's like, no one expects Potter to leave and Brighton to get better. He's done that.
Other honourable mentions: Eddie Howe,
Arteta,
Unai
Emery, Marco Silva.
Yeah,
there's good dons, but we've gone for Gary O'Neill and Roberto
Thomas Frank.
De Zerbi. Tutto bene.
Yeah,
grazie mille.
But yeah, congratulations, guys. Here's
Signing
the
of the season. Are we doing like Sky Sports where because Haaland got player of the season for them, they didn't give him signing of the season?
I might just go for like a rogue. I'm gonna go. Purvis is stupid.
Shout. One of them fucking went for Morgan Gibbs White. Good player, but
no, yeah, I think that he's done well.
Good,
he's probably the reason they stayed up. Him and Awani.
Not signing season.
Mate, I was gonna go for Keylor Navas
or Anthony.
Keylor Navas.
No,
I'm gonna go for Purvis is stupid. They lost Cucurella.
Yeah.
They lost the manager half through the season, and he's been probably the best left back in the league. Maybe apart from Nathan Ake.
I'm going to go for Erling Haaland.
You're so boring. You're so boring, man.
Underperforming
Twitter. I'm going to comment you if you had never dead opinions, man.
I will. If anyone gives me that Haaland isn't signing the season...
Of course he is.
Well, then shut your mouth.
All right, I'm going to do this with the asterisk, yeah? It's not Haaland. It's a stupidum. I'm going different.
Okay.
Underperforming player of the season.
Go on in.
I don't know. I haven't really thought of mine, but I'm going to go for...
I'm just going to go
I was going to go Michaela Mudryk or Cucurella. I might go for Cucurella because he's a bozo.
Cucurella's a shout.
He's a bozo,
I'm going to go Son. I know everyone's like, oh, he's still got decent numbers. He's been shit.
Oh, I thought this was signing of the season. Underperforming
Why would you go for
season.
Cucurella then? What are you waffling on about?
Cucurella, I thought it was underperforming signing of the season.
Now, underperforming player of the season.
Oh.
Can be a signing there.
I'm going to go for Cucurella.
Yeah, what are you chatting?
Bozo, man.
Yeah, no, he's a washed guy. And I saw his comment, so that, you know, everyone does like an end of season post on Instagram. It was like, sorry for a bad season, we'll get better next year. And I was like, mate, I was like, shut up, you're crap. I'm going to go Son. Like I was saying, everyone's like, oh no, he's still got decent numbers. Son, for a hot minute, I thought he was better than Harry Kane. The way he affects games, I was like, this guy's good. He hasn't affected a game all season, apart from that one where he came on against Leicester and scored a hat-trick.
That was against Leicester.
And I had him in my fantasy team as captain, so love him for that, but you're my underperforming player of the season.
Underperforming team of the season. Surely both had the same.
Leicester.
Chelsea. My answer was actually hold on, I actually did answer this one.
I didn't answer that.
Oh, my underperforming player was actually meant to be Lingard. But you can't get my underperforming player if he didn't play.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Chelsea/Leicester.
Yeah, I think
so.
I'd
Leicester,
take that.
obviously the signs were there.
You have Chelsea, I'll have Leicester.
But yeah, Chelsea, mate. Like, how can you just do that badly when you spend that much money? You have the whole world at your fingertips, lad, and you fucked it. Like, honestly, like I've never seen your American owners like. Sorry, guys, I'm gonna. Why is he's Australian?
Hey, man, I've spent so much money. Sorry about that.
Mate, the Monopoly man is going to send him to jail. Yeah, he cannot pass go and collect his 200 million on like a single player because he is done. He is dusted. And
just the way you sat Tuchel when there's no sense.
You bought in Aubameyang.
No sense.
And Raheem Sterling. Like, I see the idea there. Get like Prem proven players. But like, it's just not it. Like, you just, like, the centre of the pitch, yeah, is where you're struggling. Like, your midfield was diabolical. And I know Kovacic, I rate Kovacic and I rate Kante, but Kante was out for, like, the entire season, basically, yeah? You got two keepers in goal, yeah, who are worth like 80 million and 60 million, but they can't stop a shot. Like it's terrible. You're signing bloody Cucurella, bro, and you're signing Koulibaly, and the best player is Badashile. He's your best centre back by a country mile, and then you just can't get a striker.
Or Thiago Silva. It's like, how's a 38-year-old still
Like
your
just
best?
you're throwing money at it and hoping it works, and it's just like it's clearly whoever's making these signings is a bozo. They can join Cucurella at clown school. Yep.
Okay, underperforming team, yeah, Chelsea or Leicester for us. And then overachieving team of the season, are you going to back Gary O'Neill's boys? Or someone else?
No. I'm going to go for Aston Villa.
Are you? Don Unai?
I don't think they have it. Even with their team, I don't think they have any right to be in that position.
I think that's the reason I don't have them as overachieving, because like I said, if I knew about Emery pre-season and looked at this squad, I'd give this squad 7 or 8.
Bro, they were done by Christmas, man.
But it's genuinely all Gerrard was that bad. I think there's a squad there, and given a good manager, which they have now, that's a 7th or 8th place squad. And that's what it is. So I'm going to go for overachieving team, Fulham.
Yeah, Fulham could have been a shout.
Because we both had them in 19th place. And for them to finish 10th, nine places higher, Marcus Silva, great job. We had them as this yo-yo club that spends money unwisely. Mitro doesn't do it in the Prem. All of that proven wrong. Spent money very wisely. Mitro kicked on. Marco Silva
Spent
had the
money, spend it in the Prem.
But yeah, no, very good. Those are the awards. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you enjoyed the Premier League season, 22-23 season.
It's not over yet, though.
Been emotional.
It's not over yet. We have. Do you want to make a prediction for this weekend's
FA Cup?
FA Cup final between the City and the United?
Anthony, my guy, has been injured. I don't know if he's going to be fit, but I think Man City slapped them 4-1.
I'm going to agree with a big 4-1. I'll go 3-1. Just be different. 3-1 prediction.
Luke, should we talk about how I beat you on the predictions for the season and tell the fans that you're sorry?
Yeah, it's been rough. I had a good start and I fell off hard. I don't think I got I just had some rough weeks. Ros had some pretty consistent W's.
Shout out the FPL winner. We did a post about that. If that's you,
get in contact.
Yeah, get in contact. We've got a prize waiting for you. I hope everyone enjoyed getting involved. Thank you for everyone that did get involved. We've got a couple of banger videos lined up next. We've got Champions League preview next week. And then a big, special, juicy episode 50 with some special guests. So get excited for that. And then
very special.
A very exciting summer ahead.
Yeah, the summer we'll get the Como video, we'll get the Ajax video out. Just give you something to watch during the dry summer months. And we'll be hitting you up with still the weekly podcast. Talking all things transfers, doing some team previews, everything like that. So don't worry, guys. The season's over, but we're still here. You just don't have to deal with our stinky predictions for like a nice little 2-month break. But thank you very much for watching, guys. As always, subscribe, man.
Yeah, come on.
It doesn't cost you anything. We're nearly at 200, and we'd really appreciate it if we could go into the new season on an absolute blinder, be part of it, because we're not going anywhere. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, guys. Comment, let us know about our stinky teams of the season.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been BoreDraw. The season's over, and it's live.
Come on, I'm going to get a wagamum as my son.